Well, we're back again with the Hohem M7 Gimbal, as promised. We're going to do a detailed overview of all the controls and walk you through it step by step. Now, in the review video that I did with this, I did ask you guys to leave me a comment down below to whether you wanted one big long video or break it down into two. One being the whole unit here, and then two, the remote control separately. Someone commented saying they wish they had it in two parts. Well, guess what? Your wishes come true. I'm going to break this down into two videos for you guys to make it more manageable so you get a better understanding on how to use it, because there's a lot of controls on this gimbal. So without further ado and babble, let's get into it. All right, we're going to break this down to make life easier because it is a lot to take in. You can have one feature done by this button or by this button or by that button. So there's multiple ways to get the same effect. That's where the confusion comes in. We're going to break it down, show you step by step how all this does. Now, my name's Michael. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Subscribe so you're aware of when I post new videos like this, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you get notified. All right, now I figure the easiest way for me to do this is not sit here and point to it, but actually get the camera in close and show you how it works. I'll add footage where needed to really emphasize those functions. So without further ado, let's get in close and personal with the Hohem iSteady M7 Gimbal. Now the first thing we're going to do is show you how to charge the unit. You can see right here on the side, that port is the one you need to charge. You simply take your USB-C cable, plug it in, and you can see how that lights up. Your top one here is the power for the gimbal. The bottom one is the power for the remote unit, and you can see both are charging up just fine. That's all there is to charging your unit. The power button. So located on the side, right here is your power button. It does a multitude of things. The gimbal, as you can see, is off right now. If I single press the power button, it will go into reverse charging. So I can charge my cell phone or any other device from it because it'll reverse charge. Now, to turn the unit on though, you simply press and hold, and you can see it will turn the unit on, and I've got power into the gimbal. If I double press the power button, see how I've now gone to standby mode. I can double press and come out of sleep mode. Double press, it's in standby. Click the screen. It's a touch screen. It's no longer in standby. So you have two ways of doing it. Double click to put it in, and then I can touch the screen to take it off, or double tap on the side of the power button to take it out of standby mode. If I press the power button 5 times, the gimbal will do an automatic calibration. You already heard that little ting that it makes? When you do it 5 times, it'll ting. It'll go through its calibration and then ting again. I'm not going to run it through the calibration because everything's set up and working just fine with it. I just want you to know. So that's the thing. You've got 4 things that this power button will do. We're going to start now with the trigger on the back. On the other video, I showed you a couple of things that it does. Now, if I double press, you can see how the gimbal's kind of, let me take the gimbal off the track. So you can see it's not lined up. If I double click it, it realigns it. So I'm simply coming back here and double clicking, and it realigns the gimbal and straightens you out. Now, if I click 3 times, I switch the camera position around. So I now have the rear facing camera pointing towards me. Triple click again, and it'll rotate it back the way we had it to start with. So that's how you switch the gimbal around. 3 clicks on the trigger button on the back. Now, the ultra wide angle, same button again, 4 times. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see how that changed the arm around. So I'll turn it this way so you can see how that arm is. 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it straightens itself all back out. That's how you get in and out of your wide angled lens mode. Now, back here, again, the trigger, if I just press and hold it like that, it's in all lock mode. you can see how the head is basically staying intact. Double click, straightens everything back out. Now, if I single press and then hold, so go, it's in sports mode. So fast action, this will work great for you, and the gimbal still has some movement around. So that's the controls on the back. Now the last thing that the trigger does here is a single press. It'll start your AI tracking or it'll stop your AI tracking. So let me show you how that part works. We're talking about trigger on the back for the AI function to start and stop. So I've got my little subject bag there. Let's just move this to the side and double click on the screen. I now have my tracking on. You can see I've got the green AI light telling me. Now if I press that trigger once, see how it's gone yellow? It's not tracking that device now. If I click once, it turns the tracking back on, and you can see that the gimbal is actually tracking the unit. Make sure you're aware of green, it's on. Yellow, it's in standby. That's how you use the trigger to turn it on and off tracking when you've got it going on. All right, now we're going to be talking about this little dial here, and we have a button in the center. This will control your light on the top, and it will control your focus. So if I long press that, it should turn that light on, which it does. And you can see it adjusts the color range within the CCT. But if you also look on the screen here, you can see how I've got the Kelvin and the percent. So if I click it once, now I've changed the percent, and I can change the brightness of that light, and it actually goes quite bright. So we're just kind of dim this down a bit so it's there. But yeah, one click will switch you back and forth to that. Long press, and it turns our light off. Long press, turns it on. Triple press that button. 1, 2, 3. And now we have color, and we can change our color. Again, one click, I can change the percent of power on that light. So I can dim it down, make it super bright, and you can see there, that's probably a better rendition of showing you the color ranges that this will do, and it'll go to all your different colors, which is awesome. It comes in very handy actually. So that's simply all you do. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm back into the CCT. That's how easy that is. Now, if I want to take this and control the rotors, which I can, now if I click the side button twice, you can see how this is now changed. If I turn the dial, look what's happening. Now I'm controlling the tilt. Press once. Now I'm controlling the roll. Press once. Now I'm controlling the pan. Double click, and I'm back to normal, and I'm not controlling it. So from there, I just double click and I'm back. When I'm back and you see the F and it's not changing, that's because it's now on controlling my focus. Check this out. Let me show you how you focus in the Joy app using the side dial here. I just simply rotate the dial and I can change the focus. Now I'm out of focus. I can spin the dial and bring myself in focus and out of focus, and I can get the focus right where I want. Alrighty, on the side here we have our glorious AB button and how that works. It's really quite simple. You basically turn the gimbal using the joystick to the position you want. So I want it to start in that position. I simply long press A. You hear that little ting? It means I've set a point. I then rotate this to where I want it to finish. And then I simply long press. You hear the ting and it's set. If I press the A button, the gimbal moves back to the position of A. If I press the B button, it will switch and start and swing back to the B position. Some people have difficulty with it. If I want it to go from B to A or A to B, you double click on the one where you want it to start from. So if I come back to my A start button and I want it to travel to B, I double click B. if you can see, the gimbal head is moving. So I'm starting at the A position, moving to the B, because whichever one you double click on, that is the position that it'll go to. I can just simply double click and it'll stop it. Let me show you again outside and we'll do an actual pan. Whichever one you're double clicking on, that's where it's going to move to and do the recording. So double click and it takes 1 minute. So I'm just going to kind of speed this up for you because I don't think you want to stand here with me for 1 minute while this does its thing. When it's done, you hear a ting again and it is finished. That's how easy it is to use the AB button to do a pan. Now, the other thing with it is I just had it doing normal video. If you go into time lapse and then do the pan, you now have a very cool motion lapse. And I love motion lapses. The AI unit on the top, held on by a couple of clips, you just take this and you can rotate it and it'll lock in the other position. Simply unclip it, rotate it, locks in. Turn it on the side, you're on off. You simply turn the switch on. Let me just move this back around. You get a little red light come on and it'll flash. Tells you that your AI is now on. So you can rotate it in any direction that you want. Okay, now I'm going to show you how well the hand tracking works with this. Okay, to start it, palm to stop it, this to reframe yourself, and this to start and stop. Now, let me show you how well this works. Now, the unit is tracking me. How cool is that? Palm stops it. Okay, start it. That's how well that works. Now, if I want to reframe myself, I simply do this, move to my new location, and now you can see how it's kept me off on the side of the screen. That works just awesome. Again, palm to stop. I can come back in and tell it that I want to be in the center. And now it will basically keep me going in the center of the screen. That's how well the hand tracking works. Well, there you have it. I've gone over all the basic controls that are on the gimbal. In the next video, I'm going to go more in depth because we are going to simply use this unit and go through all the little screens that there are in here and go through every little button and show you what they do, how they do it, and a sample, if a sample is available. So that is in the next video. Look forward to that. If you have any questions or comments on this, put it down below and I'll be glad to get back to you on it. I'm absolutely in love with this gimbal so far and what it's capable of doing. So anyways, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're aware when I post new videos like this. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out. So, until the next time.